going to talk about the reproductive system and the digestive system. The reproductive system is a collection of internal and external organs in both males and females that work together for the purpose of procreating. The male reproductive system consists of two major parts: the testes, where sperm are produced, and the penis. The penis and the urethra belong to the both urinary and reproductive systems in males. The testes are carried in an external pouch known as the scrotum, where they normally remain slightly cooler than the body temperature to facilitate the sperm production. The external structures of the female's reproductive system include the clitoris, labia minora, labia majora, and Bartholin's glands. The major internal organs of the female reproductive system include the vagina and uterus, which act as a receptacle for semen, and the ovaries, which produce the female's ova. The vagina is attached to the uterus through the cervix, while the fallopian tubes connect the uterus to the ovaries. In response to the hormonal changes, one ovum or egg, or more in the case of multiple births, is released and sent down to the fallopian tube during the ovulation. If not fertilized, the egg is eliminated during menstruation. The digestive system. It is a group of organs working together to convert food into energy and basic nutrients to feed the entire body. Food passes through a long tube inside the body, known as the alimentary canal or gastrointestinal tract. The alimentary canal is made up of the oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestines, and large intestines. In addition to the alimentary canal, there are several important accessory organs that help your body to digest food, as mouth, salivary glands, liver, gallbladder, exocrine, and pancreas.
Hello, my name is Fernando Sysrtems, and I'm going to explain respiratory system and urinary system. Respiratory system. The human respiratory system is a series of organs responsible for taking the oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. The primary organs of the respiratory system are the lungs, which carry out the exchange of gases as we breathe. The red blood cells collect the oxygen from the lungs and carry it to the parts of the body where it's needed. During the process, the red blood cells collect carbon dioxide and transport it back to the lungs, where it leaves the body when we exhale. Urinary system. The urinary system, also known as the renal system, produces, stores, and eliminates urine, the fluid waste excreted by the kidneys. The kidneys make urine by filtering wastes and extra water from blood. Urine travels from kidneys through two thin tubes called ureters and fills the bladder. When the bladder is full, a person urinates through the urethra to eliminate the waste. The urinary system is susceptible to a variety of infections and other problems, including blockages and injuries. These can be treated by a urologist and another healthcare professional who specialize in the renal system.
Hello, my name is Jared Alain Martinez, and today I'm going to tell you about the lymphatic system and the endocrine system. Secrete hormones with glands. The hormones are chemicals that are like messengers to send alarm to the organisms to act. The organs that conform the endocrine system are the hypothalamus, the pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal pineal body, and the ovaries in case of women, and the testicles in case of men. Also, the pancreas is a part of this system. The function of this organ is to secrete the hormone out into the bloodstream. Other important thing to remark is that there is two types of glands that work in the system. The first one is the endocrine glands that include the pancreas. These glands secrete the hormone directly into the bloodstream, where they are carried to the action site. The second ones are the exocrine glands that secrete the hormone directly into your ducts. So, why is important this system? This system, if it's out of balance, can cause several damage in the health. For example, the polycystic ovary syndrome that causes alteration in the sexual organ that affect the estrogen levels. Alteration of any hormone can cause changes in weight and metabolism. The lymphatic system is a network of tissues and organs in chain of sending lymph, which is a chemical that contains white blood cells. The most important organ of this system are the tonsils, which is a large cluster of lymphatic cells that lie in the pharynx. The lymph nodes that exist hundreds of these throughout the body and is in charge of producing and store cells to fight the diseases. The thymus that helps T cells to mature. And before you ask, the T cell helps to destroy infected or cancerous cells. And finally, we have the spleen, which is a lymphatic organ that stores the white blood cells. The importance of this system remains on the fact that the white blood cells are created and stored by this system. So, without the lymphatic system, our body would suffer terrible diseases without any chance of survival.
Hello, my name is Oscar Iván García Garza. The skeletal system. It is conformed by bones, which are joined together by joints and ligaments. This system, together with the nervous system, allow us to walk and move. The whole skeletal system divides into two regions: the appendicular skeleton, which is conformed of 226 bones, and the axial skeleton, which is conformed of 80 bones. The appendicular skeleton has bones such as the clavicles, the scapulae, the upper limbs, the lower extremities, and the pelvic bone. The axial skeleton is conformed by the skull and face, sacrum, ribs, sternum, and vertebrae, and both systems together are the whole skeletal system. The cardiovascular system. It is formed by the heart, blood, and blood vessels. The cardiovascular system is the process by which the body receives oxygen and many other nutrients from blood, which has to go through a complete cycle to accomplish this task. There are three main types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are the ones in charge of taking oxygenated blood from the heart to all of our cells in the body. Veins are the ones in charge of taking deoxygenated blood from our cells to the heart and lungs. And capillaries are the connection between these two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. Taking into account what we have seen in this video, we know that blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the body and carries out carbon dioxide and other wastes out of the body. When blood is carried into the lungs, it is oxygenated again by a process called diffusion. Then it's transported back into the heart for the process to start over and over.
Now I will go with the cardiac muscle. Heart muscles are distinct from skeletal muscles because the muscle fibers are laterally connected to each other. Furthermore, just as with smooth muscles, their movement is involuntary. Heart muscles are controlled by the sinus node, influenced by the autonomic nervous system. Now I will go with the smooth muscle. The smooth muscles are controlled directly by the autonomic nervous system and are involuntary, meaning that they are incapable of being moved by conscious thought. Functions such as heartbeat and lungs, which are capable of being willingly controlled, be it to a limited extent, are involuntary muscles but are not smooth muscles. Now I will explain the skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle, like other striated muscles, are composed of myocytes or muscular fibers, which are in turn composed of myofibrils, which are composed of sarcomeres, the basic building block of striated muscle tissue. Upon stimulation by an action, potential skeletal muscles perform a coordinated contraction by shortening each sarcomere. The best proposed model for understanding contraction is the sliding filament model of muscle contraction, wherein the sarcomere, actin, and myosin fibers overlap in a contractile motion towards each other. Myosin filaments have tube-shaped heads that project toward the actin filaments.
Hello, I'm Angel Antonio Lopez Brenes, and I'm going to talk about immune and integumentary system. It is also a physical defense against infections and microorganisms. This is made by hair, skin, and also nails. The integumentary system is also in charge of temperature regulation by the sweat glands that are in the skin and the evaporative cooling that makes us feel a little bit cooler because the outside environment is too hot for us. Sensory reception is also a huge advantage of integumentary system, since there are very special nerves in our skin that prevent us from high pressure, pain, and other kind of dangerous situations that can hurt our system. Skin, hair, and nails are equally important to the integumentary system because each one of them keeps bacteria and other microorganisms outside our body. Do you know that every second of your life you're under attack by billions of bacteria trying to make your body their own home? But there's your immune system, trying to keep that bacteria outside your body and protecting you from disease. The immune system defends you from biological pathogens that, as I have said, these biological pathogens try to make your body as weak as possible so they can enter easily to your body. When you get bacteria inside your body, your immune system is in charge of generating leukocytes, which are cells that originate in the bone marrow. These are in charge of finding and killing all the pathogens inside your body. Phagocytes are in charge of destroying any foreign cell, for this making an antigen that can kill all of them. Then the lymphocytes, with information that the phagocytes send to them, they make the antigen that can kill them. So they spread all into your body, so they search all of the bacteria that is inside your body, killing them and finally getting your body out of risk.
While all in the universe is chaos, the living being's effort itself to maintain a balance doesn't matter if loses energy in the process. Hello, I am the aquatic cow, and I am the special guest who will talk you about the homeostasis. In 1865, Claude Bernard observed something interesting. All the living beings depicted differences as common thing, the regulation. This process was called homeostasis. The etymology for homeostasis comes from homeos and stasis. The first one meaning equal or similar. The second one being state or stability. This process can be due to the metabolism. The balance is reached thanks to the mechanism of self-regulation that every being has. An example of homeostasis is the tingling that your body has when it's cold, this with the finally of maintain your normal temperature. Homeostasis is also classified as a quality of the living beings. This process is present in every organism, even in the cells. For example, consider a bacterium. Its life depends on preserving its plants. The negative feedback regulates most of the functions in our body. For example, the blood cells and the glucose.